Hola, 'tis I, Alicia. How are you? Hope you're doing well. We're going to look into Meri in this video. We're going to look into a couple of those questions that are just hanging around since we've had all of the tell-all episodes have aired. But he made it seem like that when he married Meri, he thought he was marrying one person, but he got someone completely different. So I wanted to look into that. Like, it's almost like, thought you were buying one thing, you come home and you open the package and it's something else. What is he talking about? And again, it's tarot reading, allegedly, all for entertainment purposes. My opinion, what I'm seeing in the cards. So why does Cody feel like he got kind of like a bait and switch thing when it came to Meri? Well, there's the bait and switch. Everything was way different than what he was told. Okay, so this was, she had the desire that she was going to be the queen bee, that she was going to be the, if they were president and vice president of the Cody Brown family, she was going to be the vice president with veto power, that she was going to be the person who he was going to have wise counsel with. She was going to be his equal, if not also his princess that he would cater to. He's going to take care of everything that she needs. He's her bitch. It's the only way I can think to call it. Like, that's what she was expecting. I think she at first was trying to allude to him that, like, oh yeah, I want to have open, clear communication with you. I totally love you. Everything we know about each other is like good, and we're both good people, and we're going to move forward. We get into this relationship where we think it's going to be 50-50 partnership, and then we find out, no, it's my way or the highway. We're going to do everything my way, and yes, I am your like co-leader here in this, but really I want you to cater everything to me. Power plays. So she wasn't just going to go along to get along. Let's see, what did Cody think he was getting when he was marrying Meri? She obviously thought, oh, you're here to cater to me and, wash my feet and take care of me and all that stuff. What did he think he was getting when he was marrying her? I think he thought that he could form her into what he wanted, almost as if she would be a love slave. Feeling a little bit of love slave vibes here. Maybe that's the idea of young love and fooling around like bunnies, but this is, she goes with me. Whatever I want to do, she's going my way. We're going together. I don't think he expressed this to her. They probably didn't have a really good conversation about what they expected their marriage to be. And I think he had a lot of ideas for how marriage was supposed to be. So this is kind of naive thinking here about how it's going to be. But then it's also this idea that I think he thought he was going to be the ruler. He would be in control. He would be saying, this is what goes. I lay down the law. I'm the man. This is how we're both been raised to believe, that I'm the king of the household, that kind of idea. And basically, you're my slave. So, well, we can see how this went wrong many years later. Did Cody actually want to reconcile with Meri? Why was he saying this because he actually wants to, get back with Meri? Was he saying it because he wanted to play emotional games? Was he saying it for who knows why? Monetary reasons? Meri's bringing in some coin and I want to get her back on board. Did Cody want to reconcile with Meri? Kind of. There's this idea that he kind of does. There's other motivations here. So it's almost, I'm wondering if it was like, maybe there's something else here besides love, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of love here. There's this idea that, all the things that have happened in the past, okay, I've looked at it and I've figured, okay, this is done. Let's see how we can move forward. I'm ready to take a risk with Meri again, but there's some things here. Let's see if we can dig a little bit. What else is here? I want to reconcile with her. I want to move forward, but what is this little secret here? Like, I feel like I'm not getting the full truth out of her, so I'd still have to, tiptoe around her because I can't trust her. What is the deal here? There's this idea that he would not necessarily be willing to, and it would have to be a negotiation. So it's like, yeah, I want to reconcile with her. However, there's going to be some type of thing where she's going to be wanted to wine her and dine her and placate her and, do whatever she wants to really reassure her that I love her. Trying to go back to how she envisioned the relationship in the beginning, and he saw that it perhaps was just going to end with fights anyway. So that's why there's these reservations here about, I want to reconcile, but, it still could be like a pain to get back with Meri. Well, now we've seen it on the tell-all that he was going to reconcile, and Christine balked. Well, then Christine didn't really balk, but Christine's out of the relationship now. So I can't imagine Cody's so fickle that he does not want to reconcile with Meri now, or maybe he does. So does Cody want to continue? Has he decided he wants to move forward and reconcile with Meri? I think he might want to work on. Oh, but he knows he's getting into bed with the devil. And he's still going to be guarded. So there's this idea that, yes, I would like to make the offer. I would like to try and see how we can do this. But I think we're just going to end up with the same problems we had. There's this idea that I want to put in a little bit of work. There's not a whole lot of love. It's kind of like, well, romancing Meri helps my storyline for keeping the show on the air. So there's that idea, but also keeping Meri in the fold and thinking that there's a chance that we're going to have some true love. You know, there's money to be made. She's a good friend. I've known her for a while. I can sort of trust her. So when we're talking about the reconciliation conversation, and Christine said that didn't happen, or it's being misconstrued, and I saw that in the reading I did on Christine. So, and then Suki says to Meri, well, Robin remembers it, and Meri goes, oh, that's interesting. So why was it interesting to Meri that Robin remembered the conversation, but Christine said that's not the conversation, how it's being portrayed is not how it happened, but Robin remembers it distinctly this way. And Meri says, that's interesting. Why was that interesting to Meri? I'll say this is interesting. It is almost as if Robin has sanctioned this coming back together. And so by her saying, oh, I remember that's how the conversation went, it's not so much I remember how the conversation was. It is I'm going to validate that Cody did want to get back with Meri, not necessarily that Christine is balking at the thing. She wants to say, oh, yes, Cody wants to get back with you. That's the part that Robin's validating. And I don't know if they speak in some weird code with each other, but this is almost as if Robin has sanctioned the reconciliation between the two. Meri's been in this position where her back's up against the wall. I've been there since the beginning. I'm the first housewife, And now it's like the church has sanctioned keeping Meri in the family and bringing her back into the fold. So Robin is essentially the Pope. She's got Cody back to thinking about bringing Meri back in. She said, it's okay. Shh, come on in back. So is Meri going to continue to wait on Cody? I think so. I think she's going to continue to wait on him. I think the fact that we have that Pope Robin has sanctioned it, allegedly for entertainment purposes, tarot card reading. She is going to wait for him to make an offer for getting back together. She's waiting for her man to come back and make this offer. So she's willing to sit there and wait a little bit longer. She wants to get back into having this family unit with him and being a part of it. What does Meri think of Christine? In the Christine reading, we saw why Christine ended her relationship with Meri, but let's see, what does Meri think of Christine? I'm going to say here, this was some idea where I think Meri thought that her position as the first wife or matriarch or whatever she wants to call herself in the past versions of this relationship, Meri was in control and moving forward, and it looks like, oh, here's this happy new wife coming in and, you know, thinking she has all these ideas for how our family is going to go. I don't think Christine was compliant enough for what Meri wanted to do. Meri has these ideas of how things are supposed to be, how they're supposed to move forward. It's kind of her way or the highway, and how she wanted to move forward, and Christine's over here just kind of not necessarily going along. She's not outright saying like, no, I'm not doing that, but she's not also rushing to hop in on what Meri wants to do. So, okay, so this is two people who are just probably never ever gonna get like to be BFFs. What does Meri think of Janelle? They've always had problems, seem to sort of get along for a hot minute, but now that Janelle's gone to the dark side with Christine, what does Meri think? I think Janelle was a formidable opponent. There's this idea she's never good enough. Like, she doesn't feel like she compares to Janelle, and I say that in terms of battle of the words or the arguments or whatever you want to say. you couldn't sneak anything over on Janelle. And so Janelle's got her eyes open and she sees what's going on and she can deduce and figure things out. I think at some point we had this idea that Meri was trying to figure out how to, you know, control her household, and Janelle wasn't playing along. And so it was kind of this thing like, I just don't know why she wasn't going to play along. And then at some point, like, Janelle woke up and bit back and was like, I'm not playing along with this game the way you guys are doing it, and Then it was like now Meri had a formidable opponent and felt threatened in her position, and she was like defending herself and feeling like she's fighting for what's right and whatnot. I think now she's at a point she has respect for Janelle. There's no love here for Janelle, really. It's more like I have a respect, a familial bond with her, but not necessarily like she wants to be best friends with her. She's kind of intimidated by Janelle. Janelle, while she's quiet, she gets her point across at times. So let's end on, what does Meri think of Robin? It didn't seem like they were like, not enemies, but not like they were like the tight unit they used to be back in like season 1, where it seemed like Meri almost had a crush on Robin. What does Meri think of Robin now? Or Robin is the key to Cody. There she is. Robin's the wise counselor. Robin is, she has the keys to the castle. She is going to continue to be in partnership with it. It's a give and take. Meri keeps working on trying to get back into good graces of the Codester and Robin here. She wants to be that happy, successful family, and so she sees Robin as the wise counsel. This is how messages are conveyed through Robin to Cody, to get me back in his good graces, to paint a future relationship in a way that he would be amenable to coming back. So that's what she sees Robin is. It's not, I don't see anything here where it's like, oh, I love her, she's my BFF. I'm not seeing that. So that's kind of interesting. So I am just flabbergasted. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like, join me in the Moon Moth Manor, and I will see you next time. Adios.